Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to another episode of K&MRD Radio Stuff. My name is Mike, and today we're going to be talking about something very near and dear to ham radio operators. Stay tuned. Today, friends, we're going to be talking about the weather. Yes, that's right, the weather. How many times have you been in a QSO with a ham and they've asked about your weather and you have no idea what the weather's like outside because you don't have the LaCrosse V40A Pro weather station in your shack? So of course I'm kidding around a bit, but I wanted to do a video on this thing because it actually is really cool. I've been using this for the past couple months now, and I really like it. My friends at MFJ sent me this free of charge in exchange for this review, but I'm very, very pleased with this, other than the weather outside because it's terrible here. But let's take a look at this and see what we get. So we've got pretty much all the weather information we could ever possibly want, I suppose. This main device that's about the size of a tablet, it's about the size of my iPad mini, is connected wirelessly. This has an anemometer that I have mounted outside on the eaves of my house that's got the wind speed, the wind direction. It's got a little solar panel on it that I guess would hopefully charge the batteries that are inside of it. And it also has a little rain collector so you know how much rain you're getting. There's also another sensor that is outside that is what's going to give you your outdoor temperature. So I'm not going to show you those things in here because they're already outside. But everything you need is all here. So for example, today, much like every other day in Michigan, it's going to be raining. So this thing is actually connected. You can see the Wi-Fi. This is connected to the Wi-Fi, so it pulls weather information from the internet. So it gives you the forecast. So like yesterday it was sunny, so the sun was lit up. Today it's apparently going to rain a little bit, so there's only some raindrops. If it's going to like super mega storm, all of these raindrops will be lit up. There's another cloud there that'll be lit up. There's little lightning bolts and things, wind, all kinds of stuff. So just very quick at a glance, you can see what's going on with this weather station. You also get the humidity from outside, and then the unit itself has a thermometer, so you know. So for example, it's 75 degrees in my house right now with 43% humidity. Then we've got our wind speed. So right now the wind is 2 miles an hour coming out of the west. And it feels like 41 degrees out because it's 41 degrees. Top speed in the last hour has been 7 miles an hour. And then we have our rain gauge. So in the last 7 days, it's rained 0.14 inches. And then we also get the date and time and what day it is. Looking at the back of the unit, here's our 5-volt DC in. There's also a battery compartment. This is not to power it in lieu of the DC. This is so if you unplug it or power goes out, it saves all your memories. There's also a nice kickstand here, so you can have it set up like as a desktop unit there. And then we also have some buttons up here that are going to do various functions. Alerts, rain, wind, temp, sensor, they all do different things. So for example, if we press the rain button, we can see down here at rain, we can cycle through the various lengths of time and see what our rain has been. And you can actually set this if you leave this sitting long enough. So for example, I like to have the rain on 7 days. If you just leave this alone on 7 days for long enough, it'll go back, and that's how you can set maybe you want to look at your whole months at a glance. If you just leave this, it'll go back, and this will always be on a month. But I kind of like a week because I want to know how much rain has been in a week. And there it goes. We can also cycle through our wind history. So for example, today, top speed of 7. Right now it's blowing 2 miles an hour, but if we hit the wind button at the top, you can see the last 24 hours, the top speed has been 15 miles an hour. 7 days, 15. Month, the year on November 15th, we got 21 miles an hour, so it was pretty windy that day. And then back to the main screen. And by pressing the temperature button on the top, we can cycle through all kinds of history for temperature and humidity, indoor, outdoor, all that kind of stuff, and it date stamps everything, which is really neat. So you can really track your weather. And there's a really neat app that kind of coincides with this that I'll show you that's really neat. So let's take a look at this app. You just download the LaCrosse View app for iOS or Android. Open her up, and you're going to have to do a couple settings. You're going to have to log in real quick. You're going to have to make an account, and you can do that here under Account, right there. And then it's going to start talking to however many devices you have. Now, I have a temperature and humidity sensor outside, and I also have the anemometer and rain gauge. So if we click on this little hamburger up here, you can see under Home, I have Thor, Dr. Jones, and Weather Dude. So if we click on Thor, that is my anemometer. And we can see that it's blowing about 2 miles an hour right now. We can see our wind details. So average speed has been 2 miles an hour, top speed has been 5 miles an hour. We've got a nice graph here that shows what's going on. We can embiggen that, and we can see a graph. We can go to 7 days and see what's been going on here. We can also export it. If we hit the little cloud thing there, we can select, you know, if you want to export this for some reason and make a, you know, a chart or something. If you're into that, you can do that. You can also check out the rain while we're in here. So on November 30th and first couple days of this month, it has rained. We can get out of there. So we can go over to Dr. Jones, and this is the temperature sensor that I have outside. So we can see that it's 41 degrees, 64% humidity. And then we have today's high, 65 at 8:26. Today's low at 12:09 a.m. It was 60% humidity. And then we've got the temperature details. So far, today's high is 41. Today's low is 38. And then same thing with the graph. We can look at all this information here, see what's going on outside, track our weather, check our humidity. Again, we can export it here if we want. So pretty neat. And then we can check out Weather Dude is what I named the actual Weather Dude is what I actually named the little tablet thing that sits inside the house. So this tells you what the temperature is. Apparently it's 77 degrees in my house right now with 38% humidity. And then again, you can check out the graph and do all this kind of stuff. And you can see when I go to bed at night, because I have a space heater because it's cold. So it gets really warm and then it drops off when I wake up. So that's pretty funny. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. I have really been enjoying this weather station for the past few months. I actually keep it on my bedstand, so when I wake up, I can see what the weather's going to be like, and if it's going to be sunny or rainy or snowy or whatever. It's just very quick, at a glance. You don't have to pull up an app on your cell phone, and it's just there, always right in front of you. So thank you to my friends at MFJ for sending this to me. I will leave a link in the description if you're interested in it. And if you have any questions or comments, do leave them in the comments below. I'll try my best to answer them. And as always, thank you so much for watching another episode of K8MRD Radio Stuff. 73, guys.